How often do you check your finances? For some of you, this might be every day. It might be in a blue moon. What is actually the right way to do it? And how can we stay top of our finances to make sure that we're in a place of financial well-being? In this video, I'm going to walk you through different ways that people relate to their finances and money, how we can overcome some of these, and to put in some nice strategies and steps so that you can move forward in your finances in a healthy and happy way for you. Now, I know that everyone has their own financial story, their own relationship to money, their own way they've grown up with money, and this can differ from person to person. So of course, this also means that our habits around money are completely different. Why do some people check their accounts every day? They check what they're spending on, whilst others might just check it in a blue moon and not even want to bother with looking at their finances. And there's different ways that we can relate to money. One of them is shame. Shame of knowing how we relate to money, what comes up, shame of what's happened in the past around money, shame about having debt, fears of not having enough money, fears of losing your job, fears of not being able to cover your expenses. Another one could be overwhelm around money, an overwhelm of dealing with your finances. It's because we just don't want to deal with it. We just want to push it aside. We might just want to look at it every so often or in a blue moon, for example. The other side of the spectrum is control around money. This can be people who keep checking their accounts every single day. How much they're spending, they might be checking the prices everywhere that they're spending. They might opening up all their apps. They might feel like they're in control of their money and their investments by checking it every single day to see how much it's increased, to know that they are in security and safety. So as an example, these are two polar opposite sides of the spectrum, everything in between that you can feel around money. And once again, this is so individual to you and not a judgment, but for you to identify where you're at with your finances and to take a new step forward from there. So where is it that you'd ideally like to be? Number one, having confidence in your finances, really knowing the ins, the outs, what your balances are like, and what this looks like for you. The second one is your financial goals, having clarity around this, knowing the direction you want to go into, what you're working towards, and how you're making your money work for you. The next one, which for me is very key, is neutrality, emotional neutrality around money. Not being triggered when you open up your bank account, just seeing the numbers as a statistic that you can work with, and to really know that you can build something from there and not being constantly triggered emotionally when it comes to money. And finally, having a structured plan, really knowing when you take care of your finances, and finally, a sustainable routine for you to take care of your finances, to check in with your numbers, to stay on top of your finances, to really make sure that you have a healthy relationship to it and continue to follow exactly your goals, where you are financially, having that landscape clean and clear. So what does that look like when you're not avoiding your finances? Number one, you have a calm approach to them. You can sit down with your finances like you're having a cup of tea and really look at the numbers and not get stressed about what you're seeing there. You can have a sense of curiosity around your finances, saying, okay, what is going on here? Why have I spent more in one month than the other? Can I really analyze this and see if I can make other decisions? This can also bring a completely different strategic thinking around your finances. If you're in a healthy relationship with money, of course, you can also get into decisive decision making. You can bring strategy into place. You're not avoiding things when you might have seen that, something has gone out of its way in your investments. You can make a strategic decision around that and not enter fear or overwhelm, but really just sit down and look at it in a way where you're analyzing your finances in the direction you want to go. And finally, it's celebrating it. It's celebrating the wins around your finances, the investments you're making, where money is coming in, maybe where you've reallocated some funds. It's really wonderful when you can start seeing your finances from a healthy perspective. Now, some questions for you to reflect on. For example, if you did feel good with your finances and you didn't have fears coming up, what would that look like? Another one is, how could you bring yourself towards a better relationship to your finances? Is that by implementing some of the tools, by looking at things that you've been avoiding? And finally, what action steps can you take, maybe 1 or 2 or 3, to really change your financial future and start dealing with your money in a new way? The benefits of regular money check-ins. It gives you clarity and confidence over your finances. You know exactly where you are, what you have to anticipate, and how you can plan for the financial future or the next, let's say, weeks or months ahead. You have the ability to catch problems early on so that you can solve them before they spiral out of hand. For example, if you've got some repayments or debts, you can catch them early so that you don't end up in a cycle of earning interest over interest or other things, where you can then plan for it and not be taken by surprise. You can make confident decisions around your finances with your goals, where you're heading, the next steps you have, and decisions about larger purchases. All of this you can do with confidence and clarity if you know where you're at. You can avoid financial blind spots because you know where you are financially and that you can really anticipate payments of things that are coming in. Another thing is that you can really also jump on opportunities, right? You really can be ready for them. You have your money in a certain place, you know what you're targeting, and you can make that happen for yourself because you're on top of your finances and you can make decisions swiftly in the moment. We reduce, of course, anxiety and stress once we know we're on top of it, and we increase the way we can deal with money in a scope that's much larger than us. A lot of times I say that a lot of these emotions and things are alive within us, and when we can get on top of them, we can clear them out, we can have strategies in place, we know why that clarity is there, and we've dealt with these emotions within, we can really create a new financial reality for us. And this is why I've gone through these steps that can help you implement this and also know why and what the way forward is, because sometimes we're caught up in our finances that we can't have clarity or know even the why of what we're doing, so that once we know this, we know that there's a new future for us ahead. So taking care of the finances is a little bit like cleaning your house. It's really opening up, looking at what's going on. If we leave it for too long, like our house, it will get dusty and dirty and stagnant. It's all about simplicity. Simplify the process. Make it as simple as possible for you to commit and to take those steps. If that means automating things, clearing up, having spreadsheets, putting your invoices in one place, whatever it is to simplify this, it can really help you to make new decisions around your finances. And a final thing that I would recommend and that I like to tell students and people I've worked with is to draw it out. If you're an artistic person or if you're a visual, you can draw a mind map of your finances that will allow you to stay on top of it without having the overwhelm of numbers and spreadsheets, to make it into a creative process where you get on top of your finances instead of your finances ruling you. So in this video, we checked in on regular money routines, the emotions behind money, avoidances, how we can get on top of it, and why it's so important to take care of our finances. Remember that this is not about having it perfect from the beginning. This is about taking the small little steps in your finances to create a new financial landscape for you. So if you're a solopreneur or you want to get on top of your finances more personally or professionally, I have a free Solopreneur's Guide to Financial Peace of Mind below that you can download and work through a few more videos and a checklist to get you on the right path. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like or feel free to share it with anyone who can also get inspired by this and create a new financial landscape for themselves.